Today we'll be solving quadratics using tables and graphs. We will solve quadratic functions by finding their solutions in a table or graph by figuring out where their zeros of the function are. When we're looking at a table, that means that we're trying to figure out when our y value is 0. Now, just a heads up, this is going to look a little bit different. I have a new monitor that I'm trying out that is a touchscreen. So hopefully this works out pretty well. A quadratic function is a function whose highest exponent is 2. So when we are talking about this, we're saying that the exponent's value of our x variable is 2. The shape created by a quadratic function is called the parabola. So right now we have these two shapes. This one, parabola, is the normal one that you will see when you have a positive x squared. And this is what happens when it goes in the opposite direction, when we have that negative x squared, showing that my arrows go down forever in comparison to going up forever in the first one. These lines, these dotted lines, these axis of symmetry that we have going on, separates our parabola in half. It goes through the lowest point or the highest point, which is also known as the vertex. Now when we're talking about solutions, we're talking about whenever they cross over our x-axis, whenever they cross over our x line. So in this case, with how this is shaped, there's a possibility of it crossing over at 2 different locations. If we moved it up high enough, it would only cross at 1 location. And if we move it to where it would never reach the x-axis, we would have 0 solutions. So whenever I'm referring to solutions with quadratics, I'm referring to where it crosses my x-axis at. Now, like the statement earlier, when we're looking at a table, we are trying to find out whenever our y value is 0. That is going to be our solutions to the problem. Now for quadratics, you have a max of 2 and a minimum of 0 solutions. So since we found 2 here, those are going to be our x-intercepts. Scroll down a little bit more to make this easier to see. So our x-intercepts are the -4, 0, and our 8, 0. Remember that our x-intercepts are when our y value is 0, when it crosses the x-axis. Now when we're writing our root or solution, we just say that our x value is equal to, we can just list our x values. In this case, we have -4, and we have 8. Now when looking at a table, sometimes you're only going to see one value or possibly none. That would be our solution. In order to check to see if it is our only value, we need to look around the number. As you can tell, our numbers go down from 25 to 16 to 4. When it reaches 0, the next number starts going back up in the opposite direction. This indicates that we've reached our vertex. So since our vertex is our x-intercept, that's going to be our only one. Yet again, x-intercept is referring to the location. And our root/solution is referring to our x value. So when we look at these, tables are pretty easy if they already list where they cross at. They have to have a y value of 0. That's what the f of x stands for. It is our solution, our answers to it. And on a graph, it is whenever it crosses over the x-axis. These are some easy way without actually dealing with the equation if we have the information already.